At these brothers. Minute zero, dog 30. 2:12 a.m. in the morning, man. And I just got in bed, man. I couldn't have been in bed no more than, I don't know, 6 minutes, because it don't take me about 45 seconds to fall asleep. And I was sitting in bed, man, and I said, I gotta share something with my brothers. I said, they can't wait till tomorrow morning, man. And what I was thinking about, brothers, was I know where success lives, man. Not only do I know where success lives, I understand now why a lot of men don't find her. Because one thing that always hits my mind is, I say, you know what? I know brothers that have talent. I know brothers that have, gonads. But for some reason, I'm like, why won't they cross over to that space? Like what's keeping them from plugging in to that frequency of moving forward and fast and having levels of freedom, man? And I understand what it is now, bro. And I'm going to tell you how I found out, because I found out before I knew I found out. I found out, I'm going to tell you this, man. Back when I was in the military, this was 1998. I had just joined, man. I hadn't been in but a year and a few minutes. And we were over in the Middle East. We were in Kuwait. This was at the beginning of Operation Desert Fox. Right. And I can remember, man, it all came in. We flew in different battalions, different everything. And we're going out to the desert. We convoyed out, and everybody started splitting up after so many miles. And I remember our group, man. I can remember when we got to the desert, we were setting up. Everybody was kind of setting up perimeters, and we just stopped. We just stopped in the middle of like open land. It wasn't no something already set up. It wasn't a unit already there that it built something. It was us getting it started. 3rd ID, Fort Stewart. And I can remember we stopped and set up, man. And they were like, this is where we're gonna set up. And to this day, man, I believe they were running some kind of experiment on us, bro. Because they told us we were gonna build this camp up, and we wouldn't go sleep until it was done. And they meant that. They literally meant we weren't going to sleep until it was done. And it took us 3 days to build this mini compound, right? And all the group I was a part of, all we did for 3 days was fill sandbags with sand. And when I say for 3 days, bro, we didn't shut down. Like, the only sleep we got was if you could kind of just fade off, and like when you were taking a break to eat some food, if you can get you 20 minutes in, then 30 minutes in, that was all you were getting for a number of hours. And I can remember, bro, I'm talking about sun up to sun, not even sun up to sundown. It was a 24-hour operation. When the sun went down, lights were up, and you were still filling sandbags nonstop, like a little mini rotation. And I can remember, man, after that second day. But I'm gonna tell you this: if you want to talk about something that's very difficult, you take sleep from a man. A man will lose his mind. Like, not only are you talking to yourself, or you seeing stuff, it gets to the point, man, where you're awake and your brain is actually shut down when you're sitting still. And I remember that 3rd day, man. It was almost like everybody in the area. It's like everybody was just, I don't even know what to call it. Zombie state, delirious. I don't know what it was, man. And to the point where we finished, they let us go to sleep, man, for 2 days. They didn't, think about this: in the military, in the middle of the desert, they let us go to sleep for 2 days. They didn't interrupt nobody. When they brought chow, they didn't even wake you up for chow. They're like, if you want to sleep through chow, go ahead and sleep. We ain't gonna mess with you. And some brothers stayed in the bed for 2 days straight. But I'm gonna tell you this, man, when I came out of that good sleep and walked out of that tent and looked at what we had built, man, we had built what you would think would have taken us a month to build. Man, it seemed like we had, and I'm exaggerating, of course, it seemed like we had millions of sandbags, all these tents. It was like a little city that a small group of men had built in 3 days. And when I came out and saw that, man, I didn't understand what I understand now. I understood. I said, man, there was some kind of greatness extracted out of us during this 3 days, man. And I'm like, I don't see how we did this, but man, we went above and beyond. right? So that's where the lesson was learned, but I didn't know it was the lesson at the time, right? So fast forward to a few years later, man, I'm out the military. I'm married. I got my, my son is probably 1 year old, give or take, And I can remember, man, being, I was in the oil field and I was fracking. And if anybody knows about fracking, man, you already know, man, it's a lot of hours. So I was getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning, right? Getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning, driving to the next city. It was probably a 40-minute drive, 40-minute drive, working from 5 o'clock in the morning to about 7 o'clock at night sometimes, driving back 45 minutes. Again, I was married, so I'm spending time with the wife. I got a little son, so I'm spending time with my son, giving my son a bath. And about 8:30, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, everybody's going to sleep. The house is quiet. My son is out. He's a kid. My wife is out. And of course, I'm beat, bro. I'm beat. I've been up since 3 o'clock in the morning, right? And I can remember, man, when I said, you know what, bro, I got to get ahead in life. Like, I don't want to be doing this forever. And I started going back to school. And from 10 o'clock to about 12 o'clock, sometimes 12:30, I was up. Everybody sleep. I'm on that computer, man. I'm taking classes. I'm doing all this stuff, man. And that right there is what put me forward. So I'm going to tell you where success lives, man. Success lives on the other side of exhaustion. Success lives on the other side of exhaustion. And that's why a lot of men won't find it. Because a lot of men will get up at 6 o'clock when the sun coming up, man, and eat their breakfast and go to work and sit there and make phone calls all day and do whatever they do, for work, and come home and eat a meal. And at 6 o'clock, you done. You watch a few highlights on ESPN, you play a few rounds of 2K, you done, bro. Like you've allowed your brain to shut down. But I'm gonna tell you, man, at that 8 o'clock hour, at that 10 o'clock hour, if you start working on your projects right then, if you start working on that thing that's gonna get you out the mud, bro, it's like some extra God juice comes up on a man when he works at that point, past exhaustion. When you get to the point where it's like, man, I got to go to bed like right now, and your body just won't take no more. Man, if you go in that living room, man, take you a 5-minute break, make you some coffee, and force yourself to get inside those books, or force yourself to get behind that computer, or force yourself to get behind that camera, or force yourself to go in that garage and work out, whatever it is going to put you forward. I'm telling you, success is on the other side of that exhaustion, man. And I can't explain it. I don't know if it's a spiritual process. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. But I can look at several scenarios in my life, man. When I'll say it like this: every single time and I'll use the word level up for the lack of a better word right now. Every time I've leveled up, man, it was because I put the work in at that late hour, after I was said and done. Every single time, man. Even when I was trying to, get a master plan to get myself out of working, I was like, man, you know what? I love my job. I love my friends that I work with, but I don't want to be doing this forever. You know what I'm saying? Again, same thing. I'm getting up, man. I'm meeting with customers at 6 o'clock in the morning for breakfast. I'm going to talk to customers all day in my last job. In the evening, I got the company credit card, so now I got to take all the customers out for fat steaks and mini drinks. And shoot, at the end of the day, man, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, whenever we get back in the get done with everything, sometimes later than that, because they want to go out in clubs sometimes. They want to go out and party, You get back, man, 10 o'clock, and you've been up since 5 o'clock in the morning, whatever time, you done, bro. But I can remember telling myself, man, I said, so I got to fire this camera up, bro. I said, I got to fire this camera up, man. I can remember for years, all of my YouTube videos were in hotel rooms. All my old videos, they were in hotel rooms, man. I was getting it out the mud, bro. Some of those videos, man, I was about passing out, bro. I was tired. But I understood, even though I wasn't calling it that then, Even though I wasn't really saying this is where success is, I understood on a subconscious level that you know what, when I think I'm done for the day, now that I'm trying to go towards my greatness, now is the time I gotta show up. Now is the time I gotta show up. Just like right now, man. It's probably 2:20 in the morning right now, man. And it's like, it's some things I'm getting ready to do or continue to keep building on that I see what it's going to take. It's like, man, I was tired 3 or 4 hours ago. You know what I'm saying? But I said, you know what? To get to this next level, man, to get to this extra comment in the bank, to get to to get these last few pounds off, I gotta work all day until I'm tired and then keep going. So I'm telling you, brothers, man, work, success is on the other side of exhaustion, bro. It's on the other side of exhaustion. And I'm gonna tell you this, man, like I just said, like I understand now why a lot of men won't get there. Like I'm gonna tell you that it takes, and to be honest, man, if that situation wouldn't have happened in the military, man, where I found out that I could stay up for 3 days with probably a total of, I'll say I got 4 hours of sleep in 3 days, maybe 5. And that's from me. That's from me taking a break to go eat. And sometimes just taking a few bites and just going to sleep so I can take advantage of that 20, 30 minutes. I'll say I got 4, maybe 5 hours sleep over the course of 3 days. If it wasn't for that, man, like if I didn't know that I could push myself past that exhaustion, I can't even say my life would be the same right now. I can't say it would be the same because I'm just like every other man. Hell, when I get tired, I'm tired, bro. When I get tired, I'm tired. I want to shut down. But sometimes, man, and I ain't gonna lie, sometimes I go in that bed and hell, I might set my alarm for 30 minutes. I might get up under the covers, pillow up, lights out, the whole shebang. 30 minutes, that something's go off, get up, make me another coffee. And a lot of times what I do in my mind, I tell myself that it's morning. Like when my alarm goes off, I tell myself that, you know what, it's morning time. And I'll get up and I might can squeeze another 2 or 3 out before I just, to the point where I just pass out. Cause I didn't sleep in this office before, man. You know what I'm saying? I didn't left my computer desk, went and sit in that chair, calling myself finna meditate for 3 seconds and waking up hearing the birds outside the window. And I'm not sitting here saying, oh, well, soul is great. Soul can go above and beyond. No, soul is just like every other man. And I'm telling you, man, if you have that idea that you've been working on, if you have that book you've been wanting to write, man, if you have that course you're trying to build, if you have those last few pounds you're trying to get off, man, whatever it is, man, when you think you're done at the end of the day, you ain't done. You're not done, man. That's just some kind of, that's letting you know where your conditioning is. They're saying, you know what, man, yeah, your body is exhausted. Like it's conditioned, but that's just like a safety mechanism. Like we're gonna tell you when your body hits a certain point, and we're gonna make you think you're sleepy because you are. You need to rejuvenate. Bro, you got a whole nother reserve tank. You got a whole nother reserve tank that if you tap into that reserve tank, man, you gonna extract greatness, bro. You're going to extract greatness if you can work on the other side of exhaustion. I promise you. I promise you, this is not theory. I can look back at my life 4 or 5 scenarios minimum of when my life just said, boop, took a quantum leap. And it was all because when everything was said and done, at the end of the day, I kept going. I kept going. I made that pot of coffee, man. I made that tea. I drank that Mountain Dew when I was drinking Cokes. Whatever it took to keep me up for an extra 45 minutes and stare at that computer when that's the last thing you want to do and force myself to complete a task. It's not easy, man. That's not an easy thing to do. But it's something you must do. It's something you must do. And I'm telling you, man, the reward for it is so great, man. Like the reward for completing that mission is so great. Even going back to the military, the reward for completing that mission was so great because even for the next, I think we stayed in that camp, man, for probably another month before we went north towards Iraq. You know, the time we put in that 36 hours, man, it made that little compound we had built paradise. We had showers built. We had little makeshift bathrooms built. We had like, you know, we just had like little recreation areas. We had like a little workout section where we had a bar with sandbags, its weight. We built a paradise. So of course there was a lot of suffering, man. Of course there was a lot of hell, maybe even long-term damage done to us out there, man. I don't know what they were doing to us, bro. But for those next 3 or 4 weeks, brother, we were in paradise. We were in paradise. Even going back, I think about all those videos, those 300, 400, 500 videos I made while on the road, man. Squeezing YouTube videos in the night, posting those videos. Those videos gave me my freedom. They gave me my freedom. When I'm showing up to work the next day, man, and they rejuvenated, or a lot of times they hung over when I said, hey, man, I'm not going to play that game tonight. I'm going to go and put this work in. It paid off. I remember one of my partners at my last job, man. Shout out to Pat down in Houston, man. That's my brother, man. I don't know if he still watches my content. But me and Pat were talking when I quit my job, you know, my last job, I quit my job. And he was like, bro, how did you, I didn't know you did this. I didn't know you did all this stuff that you do, man. I said, yes. I mean, you remember those nights, man, when we were entertaining customers, man, and everybody's drinking, and then y'all say, hey, we finna go to the after party, and I would dip. I said, man, like that's what I was doing, bro. I said, I was going back to the hotel room, man. I was, you know, working on a project, or I was making YouTube videos. Because I understood, man, that if I put the work in that, you know, what the old schoolers say, during the hours of that, you know, burning that midnight oil. I said, if I put the work in during that time, I understand now the reward is going to come from it, bro. Now I'm sitting there with a certain level of freedom based on that. So now it's up again, me burning this midnight oil, working on what I'm working on now is going to give me an even greater level of freedom. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to share that recipe with y'all brothers, man. Just understand, man, when you get home, man, and all the city is quiet and everybody's asleep and the wife and the kids are asleep, or hell, if you single, you know, you done cook your meal, you done watched a few episodes of Sports Center, you done talked to your girl, and now she tired, she done fell asleep. Now it's go time, bro. Now it's time for you to take those last 1 or 2 hours that you have left in your body and put it on the grind and put it to moving forward, man. I promise you, bro. I promise you it's going to give you a reward from it, man. You're going to win from it, brothers. So, yeah, I just wanted to share that with y'all, brothers, man. Let me go get my ass in this bed so I can wake up tomorrow and do it again. When was the last time you woke up and did exactly what you wanted to do? When was the last time you woke up and said, you know what? I don't know what time it is. I don't know what day it is, but I'm just going to wake up and be great. Be my own version of myself. I'm telling you, brothers, you haven't achieved true freedom until you can wake up and do that. Now, I've been talking about what it feels like to wake up every single day and it feels like Saturday. Now it's time I show you how I got to that point. Now it's time that I'm allowing people to work with me directly. I'm not talking about taking some course and never hearing from me. I'm talking about working with me directly. I'm talking about you networking with the people I'm networked with. I'm talking about you learning exactly what I did to get from corporate America to true freedom. I've been talking about this freedom for so long. I've been saying every day should be Saturday. Now is your time to click this button and learn from me directly. Let me show you the way.